Hello and welcome to Maker Bell, where I make things that are usually not bells. I found this beautiful French provincial dresser on Facebook Marketplace for only $15, and so I'm gonna fix it up and paint it, and it's gonna be so pretty. It has some paint missing in some areas, and it's a little dirty, but other than that, the drawers work really well. It's gonna be great. I've only worked on more modern furniture, so I'm super excited to work with a different style.
Good style.
I have returned.
It's time to take off the hardware, and the cats are very eager to help out. They love exploring new things, so they're always very excited to check out the furniture that I bring home. Before I clean the dresser with soap and water, I vacuum out all the dust and spider webs. Willow, get out of there! You're gonna get dusty!
Good dust.
As you've probably seen, my cats are very excited to help me clean.
So clean.
Yeah, thank you.
Neat bubbles.
You want some bubbles?
Yes.
No, that's not edible.
Boring bye.
Ugh, there's a bunch of tape stuck to the top of this, so I'm trying to get it all off. I left for like 2 minutes to change out the soapy water, and look what happened. These cats. You better not have done anything bad. Go on. Nova, you stop that.
I will not.
What are you doing? Go away.
I must ensure it is sufficient.
Ew! Why is there goo in here? We love putting stickers and tape and sticky things onto our furniture.
Yes.
When I was cleaning out the dresser, I found some treasures. We got a washer, we got a side puzzle piece, which is the second best type of puzzle piece, and we got a penny, so that makes it only $14.99. Next, I scuff sanded the dresser with my fancy electric sander to make sure that the paint will stick to it. It has a bunch of little wavy indentations that I had to hand sand. Painting time! This dresser had some laminate surfaces, so I prime it with a shellac-based primer to make sure that the paint will stick to it. Actually, I'll probably be using this primer on every single piece of furniture that I flip from now on, since I don't want any more furniture issues. The little indented wavy bits are a pain. Are they called something like embellishments? Let me know if they have a name in the comments. Anyways, I have to go in and paint them with a small brush, and then I go over everything with a large brush. This makes me appreciate more modern, blocky furniture since it's easy to paint. After the primer is done, I start painting on the actual color. It's this really fun green. All the paint that I've used so far, other than the primer and top coat, has been mist-tinted paint that I get for a couple dollars per quart, but I actually picked out this color. This dresser has a really cool design, so I think it deserves to have a fun color. This is Bare Ultra Scuff Defense paint in the color Azalea Leaf, but it's not quite the color that I was expecting. Here's the color that I saw online. It's almost a sage green, but with a little less brown. Apparently sage green is one of the 2020 popular colors, which is why I went with this one. But this one is more like pastel Easter egg green compared to what I was expecting. Don't get me wrong, I personally love this shade of green, but I'm a little scared that it won't sell. This paint was so weird to work with. It says that it dries to the touch in 1 hour and can be recoated in 2 hours, and the paint that I normally use has to wait 4 hours to recoat. If I go back over an area that I painted a few minutes ago, it will start to look like the surface has little scales on it since it partially dried already. This isn't a problem as long as I paint quickly and don't go back over any areas. It's also really thick paint, which isn't a problem, but definitely something that I'm not used to. This paint isn't supposed to require a top coat, but I don't trust it, so I added the usual 3 layers of polyacrylic. And nope, I didn't film any of those because they're boring. I clean the drawer pulls and then spray paint them copper. This did not go as planned. I was able to scratch off the spray paint pretty easily, so I started to remove it by soaking it in vinegar because apparently that's supposed to remove it. That didn't work for me, so I got some clean strip, put it on the drawer pulls, and it actually removed all the paint. I researched the drawer pulls a bit more and I think they're actually made of brass. So I got some Brasso polish and polished all of them. I'm not sure if it helped very much, but it didn't make them any worse, so I guess that's good. The handles were actually painted white when I got them, so I'm surprised what was underneath that white paint. The handles were finally all good. It somehow took me like 2 weeks to paint and then remove the paint from them. So I put them all back on. I think that the brass goes so well with the green dresser. I'm not sure if copper would look better or worse. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I slid the drawers back in and it looks like I should have actually painted these little sides too. I think I'm gonna have to fix those before selling it. Those areas were pretty smooth and shiny, so I scuff sanded and primed them to make sure that the paint would stick. Then I added 2 layers of green paint. Oh yeah, I also totally lied about the handles being good. For some reason, 4 of the screws that came with the dresser don't work now and they're too short. I bought some slightly longer screws, 3/4 of an inch, and some washers since the screw heads are too small. And guess what? They're still too short. Why? You know what? I just figured it out. The screws that the dresser came with are really rusty, which means that the part that they attach to on the handles are rusty as well. And vinegar can break down rust, so I think the vinegar started eating at the threads in the handles when they were soaking. Luckily, the screws can still grip into the handles, but only when they're all the way into the handles. I got 2 more packs of screws. One is 1 inch long and one is 1.25 inches. And they are too long! I think that I need screws that are 7/8 of an inch long, but Home Depot doesn't have those. You know what the solution is? More washers. These have 3 washers. This one weird one has a large washer and a smaller washer. It works. It's good enough. Am I done yet? Nope! You see this little piece of wood? Well, there's one missing right here. These little squares of wood keep the drawers from sliding in too far. It's woodworking time! I have some spare pieces of wood for my dresser to shelf furniture flip, and I cut a little square out of one of them. I sand it smooth and then glue it to the dresser using wood glue to temporarily hold it in place. Then I nail it in very noisily. I'm sorry to all my neighbors. Okay, now I'm gonna see if my little drawer stopper actually works. I really hope it does, because if it doesn't, that's gonna be a pain to fix. Please, please. Oh, it works! Oh, thank goodness. That is so much better, because now this drawer doesn't go back too far. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, and on one of the many trips to Home Depot to get more screws, I picked up a paper paint sample for this color. It's actually very similar to the paint color, so it's totally my fault for just looking online and not getting a physical sample. This dresser is finally ready to go. I think I've had it for like 4 weeks now, but at least it's had plenty of time for the paint to cure. I've had a really hard time with these handles, ended up painting them, unpainting them. Yeah, that's how painting works. You paint it or you unpaint it. So far I've sold dressers for $150 each. I'm gonna try listing this one at $250 just because it took really long. It's such a beautiful dresser, it's a really cool style, and I think it's worth way more than $150. I'm gonna take some pictures of it, list it on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll update this if it actually sells before this video posts. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video to appease the algorithm, and check out this video where I make a Disney pin holder, and check out this video where I do another thing. Thanks, bye!